Hello and welcome to NDTV. I am Ankit Tyagi. The crisis at Vistara Airlines intensified today with dozens of flights cancelled because of non-availability of pilots. Sources tell NDTV that they are protesting the terms of new contract after the decision to merge the airline with Air India was taken. The Aviation Ministry has now sought a detailed report from Vistara and has also asked the airline the steps it has taken to deal with the inconvenience that passengers have to go through.
Widely considered India's finest full-service carrier, Vistara finds itself in a spiral with large numbers of co-pilots refusing to come into work, most apparently falling ill. The end result, at least 52 flights have been cancelled, with dozens delayed. The Ministry of Civil Aviation, the Civil Aviation Minister himself and the regulator, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, are all monitoring the situation. According to sources accessed by NDTV Profit, Vistara pilots have been offered a revised salary package as the airline merges with Air India. Pilots in certain categories feel that they will earn less if they sign on. The airline says that those who don't sign up will not be included in the transition to Air India. In a statement, the airline has acknowledged the crisis that it faces but adds that they're trying to accommodate passengers on other aircraft and provide refunds. Our teams are working towards minimizing the discomfort to customers. We've decided to temporarily reduce the number of flights we operate to ensure adequate connectivity across our network. The pilot crisis at Vistara comes as the Tata Group is trying to consolidate its position in India's booming aviation sector, with Air India, Air India Express, Air Asia India and Vistara being merged under the company umbrella, a massive and clearly challenging process. Vishnu Shom for NDTV. Well, the latest information available with NDTV indicates that at the moment the crisis in Vistara is set to continue. What is this crisis all about? Well, we have these new details. The crisis is set to continue since there is no breakthrough in talks between pilots and the management. Neither side is budging at the moment. 52 flights were cancelled today in data submitted by the airline to the regulator. Junior first officers say that their cost to company, part of their salary, goes down to 1,87,750 rupees a month from 2,35,000 per month, since they will be mandated to fly 40 hours now per month as opposed to 70 hours earlier. But sources within the airline say that pilots who choose to fly more are incentivized and have the possibility of earning more than what they did earlier. Pilots say that they will not gain seniority within the airline if they do not sign the new contract. In other words, co-pilots will not be promoted to captains, captains will not be promoted to operate wide-body aircraft on international routes. The Ministry of Civil Aviation, the Civil Aviation Minister himself and the regulator, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, are all monitoring the situation. The pilots say that there have been 15 pilots who've quit the airline in the last 2 weeks. Vistara, the airline there, while not commenting specifically on these numbers, our sources in Vistara say that the industry is in churn and that these numbers of exits needs to be looked at in that context.
All right, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today hit out at Congress leader Rahul Gandhi while addressing a rally in Uttarakhand for his comments that India would be set on fire if the BJP is elected for a third term. Prime Minister Narendra Modi questioned, is this the language of democracy? He also said the prince of the opposition party's royal family has declared that the country will be on fire if BJP returns to power. Rahul Gandhi, remember, at the joint opposition rally had accused the Prime Minister of fixing the elections and had claimed that they would change the constitution if BJP and Prime Minister Narendra Modi is elected to power for the third time.
अगर हिंदुस्तान में मैच फिक्सिंग का चुनाव बीजेपी जीते और उसके बाद संविधान को उन्होंने बदला, तो इस पूरे देश में आग लगने जा रही है। जो मैंने कहा याद रखो, ये देश नहीं बचेगा।
बीते वर्षों में यहां से पलायन रुका है। वो दिन दूर नहीं जब रोजगार के लिए शहर गए साथी वापस लौटेंगे। भाई और बहनों, मोदी के इन प्रयासों के बीच कांग्रेस और इंडी गठबंधन ने अपने इरादे दिखा दिए हैं। कांग्रेस के शाही परिवार के शहजादे ने ऐलान किया है कि अगर देश ने तीसरी बार बीजेपी सरकार को चुनी, आग लग जाएगी। 60 साल तक देश पर राज करने वाले 10 साल सत्ता से बाहर क्या रह गए? अब देश में आग लगाने की बात कर रहे हैं। क्या ये आग लगाने की बात आपको मंजूर है? क्या इस देश को आग लगाने देंगे? क्या आग लगाने की ये भाषा उचित है? क्या ये आग लगाने वाली भाषा लोकतंत्र की भाषा है? ऐसे लोगों को सजा करोगे? पक्की सजा करोगे? चुन चुन करके साफ कर दो। इस बार इनको मैदान में मत रहने दो भाइयों।
Meanwhile, Home Minister Amit Shah sounded the poll bugle in Karnataka after holding a series of meetings with BJP and JDS leaders in Bengaluru to strategize about upcoming elections and address the dissent. He embarked on a 3-kilometer-long road show in the evening in the Bengaluru rural Lok Sabha constituency, the only constituency that the Congress party won in 2019 Lok Sabha elections.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah starting his election campaign in Karnataka by holding a road show at the Bengaluru rural constituency. The lone seat won by the Congress in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. In what is shaping out to be a high-voltage campaign for the 28 seats in the state, the Home Minister began his roadshow by hitting out at the Congress.
10 साल मनमोहन सोनिया की सरकार में 12 लाख करोड़ का भ्रष्टाचार हुआ। डीके शिव कुमार जी को तो भ्रष्टाचार से परहेज ही नहीं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी और जेडीएस का गठबंधन सभी 28 की 28 सीटें जीतकर कांग्रेस का अकाउंट नहीं खोलने देंगे।
Earlier in the day, he was welcomed with sharp remarks by the State Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, whose son Yatendra's comment against Shah had led to a complaint by the BJP with the Election Commission.
ಕೊಡಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬರ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಬೇಡ, ಪರಿಹಾರ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬರ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಬೇಡ. ಅಮಿತ್ ಶಾನೇ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೇಕೆದಾಟುಗೆ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರಾ? ಮಾದಾಯಿಗೆ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರಾ? ಯಾಕೆ ಓಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ? ಅಮಿತ್ ಶಾ actually ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ he has no moral right.
The exchange between Siddaramaiah and Shah sets the tone for the Karnataka campaign 2024, in which the Chief Minister is likely to be the target of the BJP, and the results here could impact the power equations in the Siddaramaiah government as well.
Home Minister Amit Shah's visit to Karnataka's Channapatna signifies two very important things. One is the BJP trying to portray an image of sharing great camaraderie as well as coordination with the JDS. And two, BJP trying to put in all its efforts in this lone constituency that was won by the Congress in 2019 Lok Sabha election. With camera person Govind Pratibharaman in Channapatna for NDTV. How confident are you with respect to Bengaluru rural constituency?
After the grand success of Amit Shah's rally, roadshow. We have full confidence that, including Bengaluru rural parliamentary segment, all the 28 parliamentary segment will going to be blessed by Kannadigas and all the 28 parliamentary segment voters.
So you will also be filing your nomination in a day?
Yes, day after tomorrow I will also filing the nomination papers in Mandya.
So how is the coordination between the BJP and JDS?
The coordination is going on, both the party workers and leaders. We are smoothly, with full confidence, we are working on.
Thank you so much, sir. So that was Mr. H.D. Kumarasamy talking about how it will be a smooth coordination between the BJP as well as the JDS ahead of the Lok Sabha election.
The Supreme Court today granted bail to Aam Aadmi Party leader and Member of Parliament Sanjay Singh and posed off questions to the Enforcement Directorate, which had arrested Mr. Singh, including asking, in fact, why has he been jailed for over 6 months without a trial or recovery of the alleged bribe of 2 crores. The Supreme Court said nothing has been recovered. There is no trace after, a while. The Additional Solicitor General conferred with the Enforcement Directorate and said they would not oppose the bail. He is expected to be out tomorrow.
ईडी ने, सीबीआई ने 500 से ज्यादा अफसर लगाए इस केस की इन्वेस्टिगेशन में, लेकिन 2 साल में भी आम आदमी पार्टी के किसी नेता के पास 1 रुपया भी प्रोसीड्स ऑफ क्राइम का नहीं मिला। तो आज जब कोर्ट में पूछा गया कि पैसा कहां है, मनी ट्रेल कहां है, प्रोसीड्स ऑफ क्राइम कहां है, तो ईडी का कोई जवाब नहीं था इस सवाल को लेकर।
नहीं, वो तो उनको बेल मिल गई और ईडी ने अपोज भी नहीं किया। देखिए, इसके हमारी जो कोर्ट सिस्टम की, हमारी जुडिशरी की जो रोबस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस है, अब वो कहते हैं, कल जब राहुल गांधी जी बोल रहे थे उस दिन रामलीला मैदान, उन्होंने बोला इलेक्शन कमीशन ये फिक्स्ड मैच है, इलेक्शन कमिश्नर भी आपके हैं, जुडिशरी भी आपकी है। अरे भाई, जुडिशरी हमारी होती तो ये इतनी बढ़िया स्कीम है इलेक्ट्रल बॉन्ड, क्यों उन्होंने उसको नेगेटिव कर दिया? तो ये हमारी डेमोक्रेसी की खासियत है कि हम अगर कोर्ट्स इंडिपेंडेंट है, वो जो भी निर्णय लेंगे, पर ईडी ने अपोज भी नहीं किया।
लोकसभा चुनाव से पहले वो आम आदमी पार्टी के 4 और नेताओं को गिरफ्तार करने वाले हैं। वो मुझे गिरफ्तार करेंगे, वो सौरभ भारद्वाज को गिरफ्तार करेंगे, वो दुर्गेश पाठक को गिरफ्तार करेंगे और वो राघव चड्ढा को गिरफ्तार करेंगे।
अब कल केजरीवाल जी ने आतिशी जी का नाम क्या ले लिया, आज आतिशी जी ने ऑपरेशन लोटस की बात कर रही। इतने महीने से चुप क्यों थे? अगर यदि किसी ने बात किया था तो इनसे प्रश्न, इसका जवाब तो देना पड़ेगा ना। घबरा गए होंगे, उनके नेता ने खुद उनका नाम लिया है, जो मीडिया कह रही है, तो अब उनको लग रहा होगा कि मैं भी फंस जाऊंगी। तो ऐसा है, बीजेपी के ऊपर में एक आरोप लगा दो, गलत ही सही।
Now, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister of Delhi, is now in the Tihar prison. Let's just give you a sense of where and how he has been housed in this prison. He is in jail number 2 of the Tihar prison, which is usually for convicted criminals. Strict CCTV surveillance and security has been put across the cell where Mr. Kejriwal is being held at. He's allowed home food after the court order because he is a diabetic. There is a sugar sensor which has also been put, in fact, in his cell so that he can monitor his sugar levels. Remember, Arvind Kejriwal is a diabetic, and that is why he needs to monitor his sugar. Then, of course, he has also requested isabgol and glucose as well, which has been provided by the jail authorities. There have been certain, toffees and candies which have been provided to him if his sugar levels drop. What we have also been told that he has been allowed to the bedding from his residence, from his home, which has been provided to him. He is in an isolation room. There is a table, chair and few books that he had requested. 3 books, in fact, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and a book by a journalist about prime ministers, how prime ministers take decision. All that has been provided to Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. Let's slip into a very short break at this moment. News and updates on the other side. Stay tuned. Union Minister Kiren Rijiju said the people of Arunachal Pradesh are furious after China released a 4th list of 30 new names of various places in the state. Earlier, Ministry of External Affairs firmly rejected attempts by China to rename places and asserted assigning invented names will not alter the reality on the ground. Kiran Rijiju spoke exclusively to Nikunj Garg.
Why do you think Chinese have made it almost a ritual? Last year also in the April they said, we are announcing some names for some parts of Arunachal Pradesh to which you belong. You have been a member of parliament for many, many years now. Again this year the same story. What is the reason? I mean, what is it that the Chinese are wanting to achieve here?
I think the Chinese have certainly realized that here in India we have a government which is not compromising anything, especially with regard to our territorial integrity and also the extraordinary efforts to secure our border. Because the Chinese are used to an Indian government which will not develop the border areas. So now if you see all the statements coming from the Chinese authorities, they are objecting to the rapid infrastructure and other works which are going on in the border areas. They are complaining, in fact. That means till 2014, all the border areas right from Ladakh to Arunachal Pradesh, bordering with China, these areas were deliberately left unattended. These areas were left underdeveloped. So now after Modi ji became Prime Minister, he started rapid development of the border areas. He started building roads, infrastructures, now basic amenities, electricity, power supply and 4G networks, as well as water and other health, education, all sectors you see across the border areas are now access to basic amenities. This has irritated the Chinese because they are not used to it. The Chinese were used to a meek Indian government as well as a very pacifist kind of policy towards the border areas. We are totally, finding it very inappropriate for a responsible big nation like China. How can they get into this kind of unfounded, false and very funny kind of action? That how can you start naming another country's territory? As I said, we have no historical link with China. Where from they have this idea of started naming our geographical locations. So that is why I said we are furious. People of Arunachal Pradesh are taking strong exception to this kind of actions from the Chinese side, and we want to issue very strong message. I want to convey on the behalf of people of Arunachal Pradesh that the more Chinese are doing this kind of activities, it will only strengthen our resolve to remain stronger to defend our territory.
Right. In fact, let's get to some more news. 29 people have been killed and one person has been injured in a fire at a nightclub in central Istanbul during daytime renovation work, according to the police officials of the city governor. Let me go across right now to my colleague Vishal, who's joining us with more details. Vishal, this is a tragic incident. Has there been any preliminary assumption on why and how this fire started?
So, Ankit, the authorities are still investigating as to what could be the reason behind this incident. As you mentioned earlier, dozens of people have been killed. At least 29 people have reportedly been killed. There are warrants out in the name of the owner of the club and also the person who was responsible for the renovation work. So there was a big renovation work going on. It has to be noted that the club was 2 levels underneath the ground floor. So it was very difficult to, reach. People didn't even know there was a renovation work going on there. So rescue mission could have been jeopardized because of that. The reports are still coming in about the developments. Bodies are still being pulled out. As far as the latest reports are concerned, the death toll has steadily risen throughout the afternoon in the last few hours. So it remains to be seen as to what could be the reason behind this incident. But authorities are investigating. There are warrants out, as I mentioned before. Several people have also been detained. They are being questioned as we speak. So the exact cause of the incident is not yet known, but in a few hours it will be known.
Thank you, Vishal, for joining us with all those details. With that, it's a wrap on this news bulletin. Updates continue on NDTV. Stay tuned.